Going down to the pumpkin patch. It's harvest time. We're going to use these pumpkins in the next couple days as decorations for a large wedding. And after that, we'll carve them up for Halloween. These are field pumpkins. You could probably eat them, but they're not as sweet, and they'd be a little bit tough compared to the smaller sugar pumpkins that we use to make pumpkin pies. It's important to leave as much of the stem as you can, and some of the stems really give a nice look to the pumpkin if they're nice and twisty. That one's got a nice curl to it. I use a rag to wipe off the dirt, and then we set these pumpkins out to dry for a few days. It helps to cure them in the sun. That way they last longer and don't rot so quickly. It's okay if there's some scars and a few dried things on there. It just adds character. All the pumpkins, each one has a different shape, and it really inspires you to do some different kind of carvings, different faces or sculptures. This one's got a really odd shape. Well, I've picked the pumpkins in my pumpkin patch, and I count 25 pumpkins. So not too bad for a few hours planting in the spring, a few hours mowing in the summer, and a beautiful time harvesting these pumpkins and enjoying their beauty. The bright orange of fall really brings a fantastic mood to this season. You can see I've got lots of different shapes and sizes here. Can really make some jack-o'-lanterns. Good morning. It's another day. This is 2 days after I picked the pumpkins, And we're cleaning up after the wedding in which the pumpkins were used as decorations. And we're going to take them back and give them away. Hi there, it's Oompie. It's been about 6 days since I picked my pumpkins, and they've all been to a wedding and back to be decorations. And now I'm gonna use one of them and carve it into a jack-o'-lantern. The 3 tools that I'm gonna be using, I've got a Sharpie marker to draw what I'd like to carve on the jack-o'-lantern. I've got a knife and a spoon to dig out the insides of the pumpkin and hollow it out. This spoon is perfect for pumpkin carving because it's large and it has a nice sharp edge on it, not a rounded edge, kind of a sharp edge for scraping the inside of the pumpkin. So let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do is cut a hole in the top so that I can pull out all the insides. So when I'm making this hole, what I'm going to do is kind of cut down at a diagonal facing towards the inside of the pumpkin. I don't want to make too big of a hole. And reset the knife a little bit every time. Now some people make a little key, which is just a little tab or a little triangle or a shape like this on the back of the hole. So that's how you line up your lid so that it always lines up in the same place. I'm cutting down into the pumpkin, and there's the lid, and you can see the seeds there. So I'm just going to put those in a container. Trim that off. There we go. Now I'm just going to use the spoon and scrape the walls on the inside. Scrape out the seeds and make it about 1 inch thick all the way around on the inside. Scrape it so that the walls are about, a little over 1 inch, about 1.5 inches thick. All right. What do I want this jack-o'-lantern to look like? First, decide what side I want to carve. This looks like the back. It's kind of flat. It's where the pumpkin was sitting when it was in the field. So I'm going to carve what I consider the front, which is a little bit more bulgy. And I like to do something simple to start. I'm going to do some big eyes like that. I'm going to try to make the eyes look like they're looking in a direction. So if those are looking like that, and maybe just like a surprised mouth. Like that. That's my idea. And they do have pumpkin carving kits that you can use, but I'm going to use this steak knife and see how well I can do with it. Take out that section. I don't want to break that off. I already cut a little bit too far. There we go. Now, if I only hadn't used permanent marker, then I wouldn't be able to see those lines. Maybe I'll use something else next time. Anyway, where can this guy go? Let's find a place. Well, I'm thinking of a place to put my jack-o'-lantern. I think I might put it out by the road. There's a stone, or there's a flat stone out by the road that seems like a good place where people could see it when they're driving up the road. I'll try that. Okay, here we are. This is the rock where I think I'm gonna put this guy, and we'll see how long he stays here for. Could be interesting to see what people think driving down the road and see this guy looking at them. There he is. Now we can carve some more. It's been now several days since I harvested the pumpkins, and the weather's cooled off quite a bit. Even from the day that I carved the first one. I'm going to do 3 more with different styles and see how they come out, and maybe light them up tonight. Okay, I'm going to start in the same way by making a lid in the top of each of these. This one's lost its stem, so I don't have a handle. Here's what it looks like inside when it's all cleaned out. Okay, I've got these all hollowed out and ready to carve. I also have a carving saw from one of those pumpkin carving kits I'm going to use to make it easier to carve around corners. So, what is my plan? Well, I have an idea for this small one in the middle, and I don't think I need to even draw on it, because my plan is to make it into a lantern with no face on it. Hello there. Okay. I'm carving pumpkins here. Just over there. Okay. I'm just gonna use this little saw to carve a bunch of holes for the light to shine out of. Now, when I looked up jack-o'-lanterns, I was kind of surprised to discover that it's a word. Jack-o'-lantern is a word for will-o'-the-wisp, which is a fairy light. Will-o'-the-wisps are sometimes, they say, sometimes seen traveling through meadows, drifting through open fields or swamps, or leading travelers astray. They are strange ghost lights that you sometimes see at night. If you see a light in the woods and you don't know what it is, it could be a will-o'-the-wisp. I've got my lantern style jack-o'-lantern carved, and I'm ready to do my second one here. And I was thinking of something like a happy face, like a funny happy face. I'm not quite sure exactly what, but maybe something like this. We've got some laughing moon-shaped eyes and some nostrils and a laughing mouth as well. Maybe with one tooth hanging down. Something like that. There we go. Hello there. Yes. There. That's happy. What can we do here? Well, I was thinking starting with a mouth. Starting with a big wide mouth like this. Maybe with some rounded teeth. Like that. And what do we have for eyes for this one? Maybe some rounded triangle eyes. Yeah, let's try that. There we go. Excellent. Look at that. Well, we'll put some candles in these tonight and light them up and see what they look like. And even though this is the end of my pumpkin carving video, it's not the end of pumpkins. Thanks for coming along on my autumn pumpkin adventure.